Hello.
That's
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
very good. Very good.
So delayed.
Here's lots of energy. All right. All right. Well, happy Monday, everyone. All right, guys. So that's recording now. So we're going to get into it this evening. On tonight's call, basically, what we want to be going over is just a couple of things. We're going to be going over reading labels. And secondly, we'll have a bit of an introduction to MyFitnessPal and how to best sort of use it. Okay, guys? And again, guys, at any time, at any point, if you have any questions, just chuck them in the little chat box. Myself or Jake will be able to answer those, or we can answer them at the end as we go along as well. Cool, cool? All right, guys, so just a bit of a quick rehash on last week. We went over, what do we need to do? And this is really specifically for everyone because, what we need to do is, one, stick to your specific BMR. And by now, everybody should have worked out what the BMR is. They should have, worked out what they needed to be on calorie-wise, whether they wanted to lose weight or put on weight or just maintain. You would have used your BMR calculator last week, and hopefully you would have worked that out for yourself. Okay, so now you'll understand where you need to be at for your BMR and what calories you need to sort of be eating for yourself. We talked about your RDI, again, being important, and more importantly, guys, and I think now that we went over, you would have had your protein day, the importance of protein. Hopefully by now, if you guys have done that, you realize that it would have had the protein calculator as well, the link to that. So you guys should all know how much protein each of you guys need throughout the day. So this is going to be super important. If you haven't done that, make sure you do that day's lesson and task, the power of protein, because that's really, really important. And as you can now understand, it's not that easy. It's probably one of the hardest things to do, guys, is hitting our protein intake. So super important about that, making sure we're doing that. We talked about, what we need to be doing, which is eating, 5 to 6 meals a day. Generally 3 sort of full meals, 2 to 3 sort of protein snacks. And then we talked about, what your meal consists of, which is your macronutrients, your micros, and all that sort of stuff as well. We also talked about, obviously, making sure that the weekend you're not blowing out your diet, because those extra few hundred calories really adds up and it can actually put you over what you need to be. Okay, guys, so we're going to be going over your basic labeling and that. We're going to get straight into that. So there's a few things you want to look at, straight up at the top, guys. One of the things you need to make sure that you're looking at is how many servings sort of per, cup, per bottle, per, packet, whatever it might be, whether you're consuming something, whether it's either food or a beverage, you need to make sure that you understand how many servings that are in, again, if it's a drink, for example, okay, so or a shared packet, because that's very tricky, because if you're going off, how many calories and whatnot throughout there, you need to understand if that's 1 serving or 2 servings, and that you're not, over consuming. That's sort of not tricking you there. Now, most of them have calorie intake, guys. We pretty much use that as well, again, which is good. If it is kilojoules, obviously a lot of the Australian labels will have kilojoules. You can easily go to your phone and get a calories to kilojoule sort of calculator. That's an easy sort of fix there, guys. Now, the label's going to break it down into, I guess a few different sort of sections here. It's basically, the next section we're going to look at is basically your macronutrients, and that's how they've broken it down. Like we talked about last week, this is your fats, protein, and carbohydrates. They've just sort of putting it into, they've sort of subcategorized it, okay? And then they'll also give you like your micronutrients, which is your vitamins, your minerals, that sort of stuff. They usually have any notes and what types of foods are at the top there as well. At the bottom there is in there as well, guys. So we're going to have a look at a few labels and just kind of read through them and sort of give you a better idea and what you should be looking at. There's a few things that we really want to focus on, guys. And you can see here in this one, so again, it starts with your fat, then moves into your carbohydrates, which is your, and then goes into your protein. All right, so we're going to go over a couple of labels here, guys. So again, we're gonna start with a couple of drinks and stuff like that, because I think it's really important that you guys understand if you are consuming soft drinks, sports drinks, juices, you need to understand how many calories a lot of these take up, guys. And not only that, you know, a lot of what it consists of, which a lot of them have, you know, way too much sugar than we should be consuming. You know, here's a good example here, guys. For just one can of Coke, you know, that's 140 calories. You know, if you're somebody who's on like, you know, a 1,200 or 1,500 sort of calorie intake, and if you're having like one or two of these a day, you know, that's a good portion of your calorie intake that you're having without even consuming any food. So if you're already on a low calorie intake, you really need to weigh this up when it comes to having juices, soft drinks, and stuff like that, because that's going to take a lot of your intake up for the day. So that's really important to note. Now, the two things that we majorly want you to focus on, guys, when you start practicing reading labels is, one, going to be your sugar content, okay? And two, your protein intake. Like we did talk about before, protein is one of the hardest things to really get. So we want to make sure that you are looking at high protein foods and stuff like that. But just as an example here, guys, with this can of Coke, you know, that's 39 grams of sugar. So the best way to think about this, it's about 4.5 to 5 grams is about 1 teaspoon of sugar. So for 39 grams, guys, that's 8 teaspoons of sugar. This is really, like, if you put that like in a bit of a visual, if you sat there and thought about that, guys, for every can of Coke that you're having, that's 8 teaspoons of sugar. Now, I guarantee you, if you actually think about that for a sec, you wouldn't sit there and shove down 8 teaspoons of sugar down your gob, would you? Because you know that it's not good for you. But yet we would easily, very easily have a can of Coke and not really think about it. So now what I want you guys to think is start rethinking now that you understand how many teaspoons is equivalent to your sugar intake, you know, start thinking about, would you eat, you know, 8 teaspoons of sugar, and is that going to be good for your diet? Is that going to be good for, you know, what you're trying to do here, which is live healthier, you know, tone up? You're not going to hit your goals, guys. So you need to just, you know, start looking at it and start putting these things in perspective, which will then hopefully change the way that you look at Coke, or the way you look at juice, or any of these sports drinks that have really high sugar content. Because a lot of the time, we really just need to change our perspective on things and how we look at it. You know, because instead of looking at a can of Coke and going, oh man, that would be nice and refreshing, it would just be, really enjoyable, you know, start changing your perspective by understanding what that's doing for you, and start going, well, man, you know, that right there is 8 teaspoons of sugar. So I hope that really sinks in, guys. We're going to have a look at another one here. So vitamin water. Again, when we actually go over the nutritional facts here, yeah, it's got a little bit of vitamins and stuff in there for you. That's great, guys. But again, it's 120 calories. And again, that's just consuming it from a liquid. So not something you really want to be doing if you're on a restrictive sort of calorie intake to lose weight or to drop some fat, guys. Now, as we go down, you can see there, again, carbohydrates, 32. But the actual, what's made up of that is your sugars is 31 grams of the 32, guys. So again, that's 6 teaspoons of sugars just from that one drink there. And the funny thing is that most people would look at that and go, oh yeah, that's a healthy drink, right? So again, understanding now what it's made up of, is hopefully will give you a little bit more tools to really understand what you're looking at when you can pick a drink up and read the label and go, all right, how many teaspoons of sugar does this have? Because, you know, I think that's always a good way to look at it. When you're picking up drinks or snacks or foods and stuff like that, is to just go, all right, roughly 5 grams is 1 teaspoon. You know, should I be having this? And by the way, guys, I would suggest for any snack or you know, or any of your higher protein stuff, which we're going to go over in a second, about 10 grams you really don't want to go over of sugar, especially for your snack. So we're going to go into that now, guys. So this one here, again, as you read the actual label, it gives you your serving size. So this is, you know, 1 unit, which is good. You know, your kilojoules, again, just get a calculator out, but that one's already given it to you there. You can see there they've put that up, 95 calories, so that's good. And then you can see their protein intake. So this is awesome, guys. You know, like we said, for a protein snack, 10 to 15 grams is the average on what we want to be hitting. So this is right up there. This is your YoPro. But even your Chobani protein, or whatever they call it now, guys, the new Chobani one, they've now got 15, or I think it's even more grams of protein and a little bit less sugars as well. So between your YoPro and your Chobani yogurts, the Chobani Pros, whatever they're called, they're really good, guys. These are really good protein snacks. Really easy to have them, you know, in the fridge and just to be able to snack on one of these, guys. Really good for you there, okay? And you can see there, guys, as you read down there, so protein, that's awesome. Carbohydrates, 7.4. Sugars is 6.1. All right, so again, guys, about 10 grams or so, 10 to 15 sort of max for a snack and that of sugar, depending on the quality of the food, like, you know, what you're weighing it up there, if it's going to give you a good amount of protein and stuff like that as well. So this one gives you a good amount of protein. So this is like, yep, great. It's worth that, you know, 5-10 grams of sugar. Cool, cool. All right, so guys, hopefully that's, you know, good here. And again, this is just another little visual there of, you know, the sugar. You know, again, look at that Coke, guys. You know, when you think about that, that's a good visual to go, oh my God, like, man, that's so much sugar. And then if you guys got kids and you look at these juices and stuff like that, it really gives you a good visual of how much, you know, sugar you're feeding your child or yourself and stuff like that, guys. So this is really good. Now, guys, the next one here is MyFitnessPal. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to stop share here, and I'm going to attempt to go on my phone and do the appropriate share that I need to. All right, so guys, what I'd be suggesting now, if you haven't done so already, download the app that's called MyFitnessPal, okay? Now, this is what I'd suggest using. It's not something that you need to be using all the time. The tool of MyFitnessPal, I would strongly suggest, is more so that you can actually work out exactly what does your day need to look like, and, you know, does it fit your macros? Is it going to be within your calorie intake for the day? When you can really understand that, you're going to be able to just sort of give yourself, you know, a lot more tools to be able to understand, you know, is this working for me? Is this going to work? All right, so I'm just having a little dramas here, guys, with my share screen on my phone. Just a sec. All right, I think I've got it. Have I got it? No, I haven't got it. Wait a sec, guys. 3, 2, 1. Now do I have it? And give that a little bit to come through. Okay. Oh, it was coming through. Damn it, I just stopped it. All right. Hold up. Sorry, guys. It's a little bit slow when I broadcast. I did want to do it from my phone there we go. All right, cool. All right, guys. So obviously, it's always different looking at it from your from the desktop. So I did want to do it from the phone this evening. So we're gonna go into it. Go away. Now, one of the things that's going to be really important, guys, is that you actually set up your macronutrients, okay? Because what happens is when you just log in, it'll give you a very different macro split than you need to be. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to set this to basically what everyone needs to be on a basic, guys, on the average, which is a 40% carbohydrates, 30% protein, and 30% fat. This is kind of the basic and the average everyone should be on. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to more. Then we're going to go to nutrition, I believe. No. Goals. Yes. So we're going to go to goals, guys. And then down here in nutrition goals, we're going to go to that option there. And so we need to basically reset this, guys. We need to basically go, all right, 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fat, and tick that bad boy. Now, once you have the appropriate macro split, you can go in and really start playing around. So what we've done, guys, you can set up days, you can set up your own times and stuff like that. You can just do meal 1 to 6 and whatnot and just be able to, go over it. But this is really simple, guys. What I suggest is you can go to, like, add food here. It's going to have, like, your most recent stuff. You can have, like, your frequent section, my foods, meals that you've kind of already pre-planned and stuff like that. So this is what I suggest you do, guys, is you just go in and you just basically add in a day's worth of, like, what you would normally eat for the day. Jake, stop messaging. What you would normally eat for the day. And you're actually going to be able to then see if it's going to fit your macronutrients and your calorie intake. Because a lot of people will put it in and they realize that, oh my God, they're like way over their calorie intake, or their protein is like nowhere near where it needs to be. So, this is going to be really, I'll just go through it really quickly. So I'm just going to add like a few meals that I would have. Again, so you just go through, you add this. And again, the idea of it is just to basically go through and work out, is it going to fit, your calorie intake and whatnot for the day. Let's have a look. What have I got in here? Ooh, rump steak. That looks good. All right, we're just adding a few things as quickly as I can, guys, so I can not take too much time. I really just want to give you guys a visual of what you kind of need to do, though. All right, so... All right, guys, so you can see there, all I did is, and obviously it's going to take a little bit longer when you do it. You're basically going to go through and, all right, does this fit, right? So once you put it in, once you put in everything that you would eat, now, obviously this isn't everything I'd eat, guys. I just put in a few meals and snacks just to rush through this. But this is what you do. Then you go, all right, let's see if it fits. You go to more, you go to nutrition. Now, macros, you can see straight away there, total carbohydrates and total and goal. So total is obviously, what you're wanting to hit. Goal-wise as well, you can see, what you're wanting to hit there as well. So you can see here, if I was to have everything that I put in, I smash this. This is awesome because I'm well under my carbs and fats, which is okay. My protein's right up there. So that's awesome. I don't even know what I put in, but that's good, right? So macros is good. Now, obviously, what you might see, guys, is you might be over in your carbohydrates and stuff and really under in your protein. You just kind of want to make note of it. And then you're going to go back and look at your meals and go, all right, what else could I have? If you were over in your carbohydrates, you might want to have a look at some of your snacks or your breakfast and see where you might be able to cut that one out. Put something in with a little bit less carbs, and then you just go back here again and you just see if it fits. And you keep doing that until it fits. It's just going to give you a better idea. calorie wise, obviously we made that. And then you can go into nutrients, and this just gives you a deeper look on your protein, your carbs, your sugars, all that sort of stuff. But then like your vitamins, your minerals and that, like this is super important. This is your RDI that we talked about. Okay, guys? So this is super important to understand how far you're off, what you're hitting and stuff like that. So guys, hopefully that's given you like a really good visual. Obviously, this is a real quick overview of this, of MyFitnessPal, but you can see here you can add in all these different things, and you can also use the food bar scanner, so you'll be able to see here at the top right. If you had like a packet of food in front of you, right, you know, you could scan that, and basically it would come up, and then you'd be able to put that in, and then you go, all right, great, that's exactly what you're looking at there. So it's really, really cool, guys. So we're going to go into some Q&A and everything now, guys, before we finish up. I wanted to make sure that we've covered everything for this evening. So far, guys, is there any questions, queries, or doubtful points? Hey? Leah, Josh, he's looking at me, you wanker. Every time, bro, it's just embedded into me. He's out of here. All right, guys, is there any questions so far?
Yeah, both.
Yes.
So that, putting in the macro thing, do you have to have the premium account?
I don't believe so. Does anyone know the answer to that question? I don't think you do, right? I see a few shaking heads.
Oh.
No, you don't. I don't have a premium account, and I can do my macros and everything on it.
Because I tried to set mine and I couldn't get it to. It's just going back to default.
Megan, it took me a little while to fiddle around with it, but you've just. I had to actually log out of it, log back in, and then it worked. It just had a moment.
Okay, thank you.
It can be a bit funny, can't it? So, listen, I mean, obviously we're recording this, so I'll be putting up the recording. It might be worth going in and having a look at the recording, what I went through tonight, so you can see if you're hitting the appropriate settings and stuff like that. Any other questions, guys? I'm just reading through this as well. Scanner's awesome, premium membership. Right now it's 1 month free, signed up. Cool. All right, that's good, guys. So again, just really important. So what I would suggest for everyone to do this week is, or at least to make sure you do it for a day, is put in everything you're eating, and then does it fit? You know, you would have heard the term, does it fit my macros? This is basically where it comes from, guys. You know, you need to see if it's, you know, at the end of the day, guys, it does come down to, you know, is your nutrition, you know, matching what you need to do to accomplish your goals. It's that simple, guys. We talked about, you know, your goals it's very mathematical. When you can understand that if the numbers fit, if the numbers add up, you're going to hit your goals. And if the numbers don't fit, well, it's not. You're not going to hit your goals. Simple, guys. And, you know, the old saying, guys, if you're not assessing, you're just guessing. And if you're going to be guessing your whole way through your diet, you could drive yourself insane knowing that just a couple of changes. One of the things I did last time, guys, I showed some people, you know, we talked about, you would have seen the supplementation one today, guys, and we talked about meal replacements being a big thing. Guys, meal replacements is massive. Obviously, if you are trying to drop weight and you need to, you know, be under a certain calorie intake, but you need to still hit your vitamins, minerals, and proteins, supplementation is big. Okay, that's why we use the Herbalife shake, guys. If you wanted a sample, just remember, send us out or send your coach out the details. We'll send you a shake and tea out, guys, so you can try it out. But at the end of the day, guys, you know, if you were to have scrambled eggs on toast for breakfast, which everyone would agree that's a good breakfast, you know, that's about anywhere between 500 to 700 calories. Now, the problem with that, if you, instead of having scrambled eggs on toast, you have a healthy breakfast shake, which is about 90 to 200 calories, where you're dropping anywhere between 500 calories off your day just from having one meal replacement for your breakfast. Plus, guys, I have it every day just because it's easy, it's quick, it's simple. I know I've got my protein worth. I know I've got my RDI worth. You know, the shake that we have, guys, it's 50% of your RDI basically just within that one shake. You know what I mean? So it just makes it super simple, and, you know, super easy to be able to do that and easy to follow. So again, guys, if you have any questions about that, just punch them through. We're going to be able to answer them anytime. We're going to be putting this recording up later on tonight so you guys can check it out. But if there's any other questions or no other questions, guys, let me know, and we'll let you guys go early. Is it early? 3 minutes early. Hey, you're welcome. Early knock. Woo! All right, guys, again, any other questions, send them through. Week 2, guys, let's really get into this. Let's really start. Guys, there's a lot of people I notice that aren't tracking their workouts on Trainerize. So from our perspective, we really don't know if you're working out or if you're just being lazy. You know, if you're working out and you're not tracking, or if you're just not working out. So, you know, for us to really be able to coach you guys better, even you don't even have to, you know, even if you can put in your own workouts if you're doing it, or, you know, just press, you don't actually have to track each set and stuff like that, but just press like tracked workout or whatever the actual button is, so we can see you've done the workout. Otherwise, you know, again, you know, we can't really watch to see what you guys are doing. Cool, guys. All right, guys, go smash this week. You know, we've got a big week ahead, a lot of lessons coming through. At the end of week 3 and week 4, we're really going to be diving into personal development and mindset. So get ready for that, guys. That's going to be a big turning point for a lot of people. Super excited for that. All right, guys, I will see everyone soon. And for all the 12-week challenges, I know we've got a couple here on. We'll see you in a few more minutes. Bye, guys. I'll unmute. There you go.